Alright folks, we're going to go ahead start assembling this J32. Get it all set and ready to go. I've got all my parts ready here. The head's fully ready, fully assembled. All my tools I'm going to need, ported intake runners, all the new gaskets, new coolant tube, torque wrench, everything's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it on time lapse and hope you enjoy the video. So we're cleaning the bottom surface of where the oil pan is going to meet. Right now I have to take the rod cap off of the rod furthest from the oil pump to inspect the bearing to make sure that the bearings are good. I'd already inspected it and now I'm just torquing it back down to proper torque specs. Getting an O-ring for the oil pickup tube. I blew Loctite everything. Had a hard time finding the oil pan bolts. Finally found them, getting it all cleaned up. Cleaning all the old Loctite off the bolts. Little blue Loctite in every hole. That way it doesn't affect the RTV we put on there. Slow and steady with the RTV. That ultra gray is by far the best I've ever used. I like the J-series oil pan because they use 2 dowel pins. That way when you line it up and you press it on there, there's no wiggling it around and creating a void in your RTV. Very nice design. Tap it down with a hammer. Kind of went above and beyond with this engine just because I'm hoping for it to last for a very long time. So I went ahead and followed all the torque specs on all of the oil pan bolts, tightened them in sequential order to where one side wasn't lopsided or torqued in a funky way. Use the impact just to cinch them down. Now I'm going to go back with the small torque wrench right there. We're going to torque all the bolts down. Smooth on the leftover RTV on the side. Trying to clean it up. That way if I ever do get an oil leak in the future, I'll be able to see exactly where it's coming from. Cleaning the surfaces where the heads are going to go. Had the engine upside down. Any residual oil I had in the cylinder heads kind of leaked out. So take brake cleaner and paper towel and clean it all off real well. Notice the ARP head studs. Got the surfaces all nice and clean. You're going to use copper spray gasket. First time I've ever used this stuff. Spraying the gasket. Not too much, but not too little. Nice even coatings. Slip the head gasket on. Nice and careful. Slip the head on. Tap it down. I'm getting all of my ARP fasteners ready, the nuts and the washers. Had to put ARP thread sealant on the studs in the head, and now I'm actually smearing the ARP lubricant on all of the washers on both sides, and I'm putting it on the smooth side of the nut to where when we torque it down, it has the lubricant in between the surfaces of the head, the washer, and the nut. Now the torque wrench, I progressively went up. I started at 20, I moved to 40 pounds, then I went to 60 pounds, then 80 pounds, and then 90. I stopped at 90 foot-pounds as per the instructions in the ARP stud kit. Although the time lapse happens very quickly, all of this was shot over about a 4-hour period of time. So it's very time consuming. And I'm kind of fighting a cold, so everything slows down when your head's a little foggy. Second head's going on. ARP lube on all the studs. Putting it on all the washers and all the nuts again. Assembling an engine is extremely therapeutic. Just have the music on in the background and focus on what you're doing. Torquing it down again. 20, 40, 60, 90. Lower intake runners being mounted, ported. Well, folks, this is where I'm going to stop the video at for today. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Got it all put together. I've got to find some studs for the intake runners here, get them put in, but the whole bottom end is assembled. Everything looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Heads torqued down nicely. Took my time with them. Made sure everything went nice and smooth. But I'm going to go ahead and take a break, go grab some lunch, and come back and try and finish wrapping this thing up. But man, does it look sweet when it's all clean. Amazing looking engine. It's going to be a ripper. I'm excited to see what the dyno numbers are. Cool. Well, thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.